So this is our last day. This is graduation day for everybody in the Whole Life Coach course. How's it feel? Yeah. Was a lot of work to stretch that mind, isn't it? Huh? Yeah. You go home, you feel more tired than if you did physical work or any other work. You know, when you're trying to create new beliefs in your mind, okay, that's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's the only thing that will change your life. Nothing else will. All the suffering in the world for everyone that you do doesn't do anything for anyone. I think we got that, don't we? I think most of you, when you came here, you believed that the more you suffered for your family, okay, the more you loved them. And then you found out that the more you suffered for your family, everything is vibration and frequency. You were actually bringing them down. You were sold a wrong belief. How many people here believe now that the greatest love in the universe is self-love, and if you don't have that, you can't give it? You know, yeah. If we could get the world to understand that, but we don't need to. We just need to understand it. Why is it that we always want to bring happiness and joy to others, meanwhile we're dying inside? I'm not really sure how that works. Okay? I'll tell you right now, and you can take it or leave it, but most religion has brought us suffering. Right? Okay? The eternal tomorrow, but suffer today. And it's not even religion. It's just what goes on in the world, what gets taught in any program that is government approved. I'm going to tell you something right now. The day I stopped hurting myself was the day I stopped hurting my family. The day I stopped being hurt because other people want to hurt me was the day that I was no longer the problem. So even if I'm still the problem to someone and they feel like they're being hurt because of my beliefs or who I am, it's absolutely none of my business if I'm basing it on love. Unconditional love for myself means I have to give it to others, don't I? And it doesn't mean I have to give it to them. It means you're just going to. When you have to give people unconditional love and you don't give it to yourself, it never works, and it never will work. And most people are never going to get that. I think you understand right now, all of you came in here saying, I have a loving family. And you found out that you have a dysfunctional loving family. And I'm not putting your family down. The brain is a computer that needs to be programmed. But the problem is, if you're not the programmer, or you don't understand what contaminated programs you put in, because you're putting in the same programs as the majority of the population are doing. So people are never going to see it. So please don't go out there trying to sell anything. When I leave this room, I don't sell anything. It doesn't matter what goes on out there, I will not sell anything. You know, when I was first kind of waking up to these ideas, you get all excited and you want to tell people, well, if you want to get backslapped, you just go right ahead. All right? You know when someone is full of light. You know when someone is full of love. That's the greatest gift, and you give it to people you don't even know. Not everyone's going to follow your lead. And you got to be okay with that. You've got to give without feeling that you're going to get. You know? And that's the way that has to be. But just know, as long as you give to yourself, okay? All right? You don't have to live the life that 99% of the population are going to live. And they're going to continue to live this. Okay? I don't want to go on about it. But you know, the most powerful love in the universe is unconditional love. And it has to be self-served. I mean, everybody talks about, well, when you're on the plane, you got to put your mask on first. I mean, that's really nice. It's a fortune cookie saying. And that's as far as it goes. People don't think very deep. They don't go very deep for themselves. Everything is pretty superficial. Never make yourself into superficial ever again. You should always tell the people that you love and care for and the people that you live with and you're with who you are, who your authentic self is and what you're trying to reach and what your goals are. And most of you don't even do that, especially with your husbands, wives, children. You won't do that. What if they reject me? Like they haven't been rejecting you already? You would be able to talk to them if they weren't rejecting you already. Did you get that? Did you get that? You're already being rejected, or they would already know what you're trying to become. But you won't become it because they're rejecting it, because it's not their life, and it's not their goals, it's not their passion, and it's not their purpose. So I'm going to tell you right now that if you're single, stay that way until you can find your authentic self and just sit in the power of unconditional love for yourself, and don't enter into a relationship until you have that, Kim. Don't enter into a relationship till you have it, because now guess what? Most of you are with husbands or wives that aren't changing, and you so wish every day that they would change so that you could both fly. First, love yourself. That you could both fly. Don't get me wrong, but you'll always see 1,000 turkeys in the barnyard, but you'll only see 1 or 2 eagles in the sky. And you'll know when you're an eagle, because when the chaos comes here again this year, because it's coming, and there's a 4-prong approach to take those people that do not have unconditional love for themselves and do not know how to stay connected to their breath and have a slight smile on their face. This is their last big hurrah, and it's coming. And it's a 4-prong approach. And I'm not going to get into the politics of it all. But most are going to go off the cliff. Right now they say that 82% of Canada, well, North America, being the United States too, is in a state of depression. So now this summer you'll start to come out of it, okay? All right? And then they'll show you a what for. That 250,000 people can rule 8 billion and tell you that 8 billion's too much on the planet when we could have 800 billion on this planet and it's not too much. I can prove it with science. But you go ahead and believe whatever you need to. We know that we can drive for miles and miles and not see anybody in Canada for 2 days almost. Don't be fooled again. Don't ever be fooled again. And just know this, we don't even have to have currency on this planet. If the only currency we had was unconditional love, everything would be different. We wouldn't have penitentiaries. We'd be teaching people how to love and care for themselves. They're just people that have been sexually, physically, and emotionally abused all their life. So yeah, let's cage them up like animals. Okay? Let's punish all our children for acting like mom and dad. Okay? All right? Let's make the young feel that sex is dirty. Okay? And that they're sinners. Why don't we just do that? Okay, so I'm not trying to tell you that life down here is bad. It's great. It's great for me. Because I don't attach myself to any of this. You got to get that. Oh my God, there's a war breaking out. Okay, so there's always a war breaking out. There's a war breaking out in your head. There's a war breaking out in your bed. There's a war breaking out for most people until they're dead. Because they don't want to buy into unconditional love, and they definitely would never spend any money and take a course like this. So I just want to congratulate you all. You are the 1 out of 10,000. You can believe it. And I'm telling you the God's truth. You're 1 out of 10,000 people that would actually consider going full bore into opening up your subconscious and taking a look at what is not based on unconditional love for yourself and first. And guess what it is? It is the most beautiful thing that you could ever do for your family. But your family will call it selfish. And you have to be okay with this. I'm okay with people that love me, people that don't love me, people that like me, don't like me, hate me. Whatever the case may be, they need to do whatever they need to do, because how they feel is none of my business when I don't even come into their lives, except if they come onto my platform. And then they'll come onto my platform and then they will give me a what go, right? And they will. I could talk like the majority of the population and never be noticed, and nothing will ever change. Or I can talk differently and offer them something different, and the 1 out of 10,000 go boom, boom. And the other 999, okay, will be offended on some shape or form, because they don't understand that even if they're not their beliefs that they're running, I've offended them. I've put them down. The world's been putting them down since they down, bringing their frequency down, bringing their vibration down. You know, understand that the most important thing that you can do is to keep your vibration up, right? And that vibration should be based on unconditional self-love. So just know, how many people would you hurt if you had unconditional self-love for yourself? Absolutely no one. But you will irritate people. You will not irritate people if you eat badly, drink alcohol, toke continually. You won't. You'll fit in. If you talk about politics, if you talk about anything out there that everybody spends their time, I don't want to give you the whole list. But you'll never see me talk about it. And I'll only talk about it because you should stop talking about it. Every story's made up. Did you know that? I just made up a story right now. Do you like it? If you don't like it, throw it in the garbage, put it on the shelf, accept it, don't accept it. You have to make your own story. So what you need to do is make sure today that you write the story that you're going to live with when you leave here. We're going to go around in the circle here, and we're going to find out, what do you believe would trip you up from all this beautiful work you've done? What would be your tripwire? Okay? And then it would become a chokehold after that, wouldn't it? So tripwire goes to a chokehold. Okay? But before we do that, okay, can you two come up? Yes. No, don't look behind. Oh. Yeah. So we're going to talk about a 44-year love affair. Come on, right up, all the way, all the way. Don't, hey, listen, baby, don't go halfway with me. Come right here. Okay, this is where I bow out, and then you get to talk to a couple that are romantically in love with themselves and each other. So slide over and stay really close to each other, and come right here. Look, come right over. See?
Oh, yeah.
Keep coming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell your story.
Oh, okay, I better start then if it's our story. I mean, it's very difficult to describe in words often how you feel. And this course has been the best gift that I think I've given to myself and we've given to ourselves. And we've been married for 44 years now. This is the best relationship we've had.
Just to go behind our relationship, because we are a unique couple. We are, what we've done and what we kind of sacrificed was something that we got rejected by our families. So we have an interfaith marriage. Rav is Sikh and I'm Hindu, raised. And in the time when we left the family, I had to run away. I had to run away from home, because that was the only way I was going to actually marry him or be with him, without knowing that he would stick around with me. So it's a risk, I know, it's a big risk I took, but I know when I did it and then pulled him into it, that we were going to just have a fun time, like, like nothing. So for 5-6 years it was that we were on our own, building our own life from nothing. We had no money, we were students, had, 2 pennies to rub between us. But we made it, and for Rav, for his safety, where we lived, his father had kind of sent messages to say he would kill one of us. He had to actually get out of that town, but I stayed. I said, no, if he wants to come and face me, I will face him. And I know that I was strong then. I was, I really remained centered in knowing what I wanted then. And I think that rejection from our family, we were called outcasts. Did it hurt me? I know it would hurt my parents and my family, but it didn't hurt me. And so I knew there was something really special in our relationship, and it was our spirits, our souls coming together. And we lived through that, even after our first child was born. And in our culture, East Indian culture, when boys are given, right, the higher status, put on a pedestal and so on. Our firstborn was a boy, and even then our families had not accepted us. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. We were happy. But 5-6 years probably were the best, I would say, best years of our lives in building ourselves, right? Building each other and supporting each other to get to where we are today.
Yeah, and just this course, honestly, has certainly for me opened not only my mind, but my heart. And, my head has always got in the way of what I've always wanted to do. And I know I was teasing Daryl a little bit because I wanted the Daryl look. But you know what? It's taken me 60 years to wear this shirt. 60 years. Always wanted it, but never had the courage. And like I said, the best gift I could give myself is to be here and come on the second time. Honestly, I thought I got a lot the first time, but there's an old quote that comes to my mind, which is that calmness of mind is one of the wisdom's, jewels of beautiful jewels of wisdom. And I've been so calm since I've been here, unbelievable. If my work colleagues now could see me, they would be blown away, because that's not who I ever was. All those 46, 48 years of working for local government, child welfare, but you're suppressed. You can't express yourself. But what this course has done has really allowed, certainly for us to flourish. And I would have never thought that our relationship would be at the point of where it is now. And we're enjoying life now at our age. And people would be saying I'm crazy wearing this at 70. My kids are going to have such a mind-blowing.
They're going to tease you
when Dad walks in. And so I would say to any couple, if you want to seriously on this loving journey, get on the course, learn, open your mind, open your heart, and be, as Daryl always said, be your authentic self. And it's so hard to do that when we're conditioned really to beat ourselves all the time, and the people around us are constantly beating us down. And that little kind of, as you, Daryl, said, that little boy, that little kid that wants to express himself, really gets put to one side and suppressed. So I'm just so grateful that even now where we are is that I'm looking forward to the next 40 years. Really am. And that's all due to this course coming here. You guys are wonderful people. And Daryl's just been such a great mentor and coach, and what you went through and how Daryl supported both of us really through our journey since October has been just phenomenal. And Shalu, you've been just wonderful. But Daryl, we can't thank you enough, honestly. Yeah. We're in a different place.
I would recommend for those who are sitting here wishing their partners or husbands or whoever had come with you. And you know what? It's never too late, because you can go back home, and if you really begin to, continuously love yourself every day, and use that mantra, and your partners are going to come along. They will come along. They will not only support you, but next time, put it out there, manifest that's what you want, and it will come true. So have hope. Really have hope, deep hope for that love, and never let that push you down or suppress you or whatever, because love is the only answer.
Yeah. Self-love. It really is, as Daryl always says, is that you can only give what you have. And I always thought I was a caring father, loving husband, blah, 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 blah. And never realized really it was me that needed to be fixed, not everybody else out there. And then once that penny dropped in October, working on and now coming back the second time, really it's only this cause that it went ding.
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. There's nothing out there. It's all an inside job. It's all an inside job, nothing else. So we're blessed. And Daryl, thank you so much. And we love you all.
And we'll be back here in October.
The biggest step is inside. Isn't that something? It's inside. The biggest step is inside. It can be pretty exhausting to prove that you're worthy to the world when the world's not looking for that. It's not looking for it. The world's looking for you to find your authentic self. This is your playground. The world is your playground. Did you know that? This playground was built for you. You can enslave yourself in it, or you can play in it. This next go-around is going to be one of the hardest go-arounds in the history of this planet. And it's not going to affect me at all. And it's not going to infect me at all. And I'm telling you, people can go, yeah, sure. Well, wait till you see when I come onto my platform. I'll be minding my own business and having the time of my life. Now, what if they called a war and nobody came? What if they called a pandemic and nobody came? What if they called depression and nobody came? What if they called economic failure and nobody came? What if nobody showed up for their story? There should only be one storyteller in your life. And understand something. Whatever you want to be, you have to be that right now. You can think whatever you want, but I walk around saying, I'm a genius. I'm the greatest whole life coach in the world. And I know that when I pass from this planet, I will be known as one of the greatest whole life coaches in the world. We don't walk around looking for recognition. Only when we don't know ourselves. And I tell you this, and I mean it, I don't need thanks. I need everyone to thank themselves and appreciate themselves. Most of you find that so awkward, you refuse to do it. Why? Because of guilt, because of sinner's syndrome, failure. And you believe that there's people all the way back when you were a child that still haven't forgiven you. That's all locked up in that 90% of your brain, which is called your subconscious, that just runs the prominent, dominant beliefs. Don't come to me, but go to someone else then. Go to someone who's going to crack open that coconut and let you drink the juice of unconditional love, which I believe that the creator of the universe has beyond that for us. I'm going to swear right now. I don't believe in the bullshit of God looking down on me, ever watching me. Daryl, you're on your own, dude. I've given you everything. If you go in and unlock, that's fine. If you want to think that you're going to hell, you can do that. If you want to think that heaven is right now, and if you want to believe that when you leave here, you're going to be judged, you go ahead and do that. And remember something. Now, when I say that, there'll be people going, he'll get his. Does anybody notice something, how those psychos are healthier than most of us? Did anybody notice that? Oh, but they'll get theirs after? Well, they're definitely not going to be taken to task to go to court. None of them are going to be going to jail. So please, shut your mouth. It's not happening. Mind your own business. And the next time they call a war, don't go. Ignore them. Ignore them. I will have some challenges with this mouth. But I'd rather have the challenges and know that my spirit was everything. I will not dishonor myself to honor the majority. It's never going to happen. You know, that thing that was done on me, that show that was done on me by that government TV station, they thought that that would destroy me. Yeah. I got an email just 5 weeks ago that said that if I came to Canada, I'd be arrested. That's why if you watch my videos, I said, I'll be at this location, so come and get me. There's bullies everywhere. And that's why the world's in depression right now. That's why people are sick. That's why suicide rates gone up. That's why we're buying all the drugs, street and prescription. Because these bullies, that's all they are. They're just bullies. The same bullies that were in the schoolyard. It's not about them. You can forget about them. Just know it's all about you. Think about this. Think about everybody else in your family and all your friends. Right now, you wouldn't be pissed off at them if they unconditionally loved themselves and shined their light and they became completely healthy, would you? Just think how narrow-minded most people are. As soon as you start to become healthy or wealthy or wise, they despise. Our families, our friends have been programmed to attack us. So to break away from the herd, love them anyway. Smile. Don't try to be right. Just stay happy. Don't try to be right. Don't ever try to be right again. Just walk away and be happy. And when you don't fight, okay, and you walk away, you already won. Does anybody notice politicians? They can stand there lying, and all you have to do is just stay calm. Even if you get caught, you just stay calm. And the person who caught them lying is going, bah! And who looks foolish? The person who's yelling looks foolish, and the person who's lying, and even inside, you know that the politician's lying, but that person looks foolish. How do you win at every negotiation? A slight smile, staying connected to your breath, and say, you're absolutely right. Let them win. And guess what? When you let them win, they'll walk away questioning themselves. Take a higher road, whether it's your family, friends, or people you don't even know. Just take a higher road. Think about it. When you engage in 5 minutes of anxious, stressful conversation, how do you feel for the next 5 hours, 5 days? And depending how much you love that person, how close they are, or how much you look up to them, will depend on how much you get to suffer. Listen, I love you. We have differences. You need to believe in what you need to believe in, and I'm going to believe in what I believe in. Come here, give me a hug. Oh, piss off. Okay, I will. Why can't it just be like that? You've just taught that person more than everything. You know what? Be like the lion. Lay under the shade of the tree. Yawn. And only come out from the tree when it's worthwhile. Just stay there and relax and look over your pride. And keep your pride. Right here. Don't let people try to set you up. Your family, your friends, the world will try to set you up. And they're doing it on an unconscious level. Because why? Are you ready for this? Your family doesn't want you to leave. They don't want to be left alone because they have fear they can't change. You heard what I said, Lori? You heard what I said, Lori? So they have fear and they can't change. They might change down the road, but you have to do exactly what your heart's telling you. And that's the best gift you're going to give them. Because when they see your bravery, because when you hesitate, you just told their mind that you're not sure if you're right. Do not hesitate, for God's sakes, because guess what? You might be just saving a loved one. Thank you for joining me.